The Wormhole. Paranormal covers many things. You hear something bump in the night? See that moving shadow? You smell Grandpa's pipe. Feel the hair on the back of your neck stand straight out. Normal doesn't have to be scary. But if you believe it is, just try to help you. We are going to talk about topics that you may find helpful. We are the local team that gives back. Get live. Meadville Paranormal presents The Wormhole.
Welcome to The Wormhole, because Carrie's not going to say it. Tonight's topic is science and the paranormal, and somebody's alarm's going off because she decided to wait until 2 minutes. Okay, Carrie, how you doing? You didn't think you were going to get any questions asked?
I'm good. What is your first thought?
She can't even talk. You just had to get her face, Joe.
I did. That's
Alright. What is your first thought about paranormal and science? Have you ever dissected a frog? What does that have to do with anything?
What does it have to do with anything? Well, there was 2 separate questions there, Carrie. You just ran them all together.
Oh. Okay.
But that's okay. We'll start with the first part of the question. First thoughts about science and paranormal. I'm sketchy at best. I don't know if there's a spiritual line there, and the science and spiritual line don't often cross. So I don't know why we're trying to pull it one side to the other.
Okay. Have you ever dissected a frog?
Nope.
No.
I have. And I'm telling you, don't ever do it.
Yeah, I have to.
You have.
No, I said I have to.
You have to.
Yeah.
You looking forward to it?
No.
You know you can eat frog legs, right? Okay.
Alligator tail's good.
That's what I've heard. Anyways, back on subject. What do you think? What do you think is the biggest scientific discovery in history?
Go ahead.
Do you want my answer?
Yes. Whichever one you want to give me. We could run them together if you could.
Well, I think electricity, because without electricity, where would we be? And the other response I have is there is no biggest. Each discovery is a result of research and work resulting from a previous discovery. Basically saying that,
They build off each other.
right, without one, you can't have the other, really.
My biggest is fire, because you like electricity. Fire is heat, food. But is that really even science? That was more probably electric. Or not electric.
Fire would be more of a, I don't know if it's science or everything's science, though.
Hate science.
Because you'd have to understand fire in order to know
Reuse
how to
it.
properly move it, reuse it, contain it, cook with it, heat with it.
What?
I'm pretty sure I'm failing that subject right now.
We'll save that for the little break. We don't want to talk about that.
I'm pretty sure I'm failing that subject.
So Carrie, you need to pay extra attention to these questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not gonna help me. What number are we on? 3?
Yep.
How do you think it's possible that science was able to find a cure for polio, but we have not yet found a cure for cancer? Cancer. I cannot talk.
What was that again?
There's one reason, and one reason only, that we haven't found the cure for cancer, and that's money. There's more money in the treatment than there is in the cure.
Well, it's not just that, Jim. I mean, polio is a virus. Cancer is mutated cells within a body. It's easier to take the polio and keep it separate from everything else to figure out a cure, whereas with cancer, it's within your DNA and it's changing within your cells. There isn't a necessarily cause that causes it. It's more of a mutation.
But when we cured Pearl,
Wait.
what?
We're not recording.
No.
Oh, that made me mad.
Hanover said fire is a chemical reaction and occurs naturally.
Why are you interrupting us for that?
Well, sorry. Sorry.
That's another question. Okay, Carrie, next question.
He said LOL.
How is one science more believable than another?
Like physics, that you drop your pen, you can see it fall. Biology, if you don't look under the microscope, it's harder to believe. It's all on how you interpret things, too, because it all depends on your level of you want to getting into it. We all believe we all exist and can see it in the earthly form. But I don't know. Some of them are more confusing to the average person if you're not paying attention to them. Okay? So hit our first break.
Break time.
Got it up?
I think so.
Which one did you put up?
Oh, the Black Splitter videos.
Yes. Which one did you put up?
Talked to 1,000 girls and they're all the same. falling for your loving. I plan to win. Never thought I'd lust again. Then I see you. Never thought I'd trust again. Then I feel you. Gonna be mad. It's a matter of time. Never thought I'd lust again. Then I see you. Never thought I'd trust again. Then I feel you. Oh no, never, never, never. 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 Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And take it live, of course. That's what we like to do here.
Welcome back to the one.
There you go.
Sounds like she's in the middle of a yawn.
She was. She's already bored with us.
We measure EMFs and thermometers. How do these help us?
Well, I think we misworded the question, but that's okay. Measuring temperatures and EMFs will help us in that baseline of trying to figure out where we're at in the room. Because we all feel those cold spots and warm spots, and some people get EMF sickness, which is another problem. So if we know what the temperature was before, and we know what it is during the cold spot or warm spot, that helps us put more pieces to the puzzle. There you go.
What else? What else do you think need to What else? Oh my God! What did you write? What else do you think need measured during an investigation?
Well, just about everything needs to be measured and reported. But I think an interesting thing within the paranormal field would be the brainwaves of investigators and mediums as they investigate, and how the things like personal experiences affect their brainwaves.
Also, probably blood pressure would be some similar measurement.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I don't know how. But blood pressure, as you're, like you were talking as we were coming back from break, somebody gets scared. You can measure how scared they were
By blood pressure,
yeah,
or
heart rate.
Okay. Could we get these same results during the day?
I would assume so. I don't know if we could. I mean, I often hear the joke that we're chasing shadows and we do it at night. Without the absence of light to make shadow possible. I don't know if it's more believable or not. But the measurable should be the same during the day.
right. The only thing you'd have to do during the day is that you have more traffic and other movements, daytime movements. You have more wild animals moving, birds.
People.
Yeah, more people. So you'd have to filter through all that. But as for
But if we're just going from the strictly measurable sense,
right,
the science approach of it,
shouldn't matter.
Yeah, it should be repeatable day, night, Sunday through Wednesday. It shouldn't matter. The cold spots and the hot spots should all be the same, which would make it not paranormal
Right.
then. Okay, Gary.
What is the biggest improvement that any team could make to be more scientific?
Study it. Learn what you're talking about. Just not say you're going to be a scientific-based team and have no clue what you're talking about. There's too many scientific-based paranormal teams that have no idea. and they're the ones out knocking cemeteries in the middle of the night. Oh, that's real scientific.
Well, and if we're scientific, then we wouldn't be in paranormal investigation. Paranormal is outside the box, outside of
Unexplainable.
the normal. So how do you scientifically measure something if there isn't a scientific measure for something?
Not yet.
Right.
That's
and
the ultimate quest.
the point that we're at now. We're trying to see what works and what doesn't work. So documentation of everything is very important. You got to provide the proof to back stuff up. If you don't have it, it ain't there.
The orbs or the orbs or anything else in a photo. Now we're looking for, everybody's looking for the whole sheet now, not just the photo, not the EVP, not the video, not the personal experience. They're looking for everything
Right.
put together. The measurables, the temperature changes, the humidity, the personal
Moon
experience.
phase.
Yeah, the moon phase.
But we need to back up as a group, not just one team, but as all teams, and we need to figure out and document and prove what works and what doesn't work. Cut the things that don't.
I think as more people think they're scientific, will help us in the long run. But until we get there, we've all got to try different things. Mm-hmm. For us to all to run out there.
But you can't hide that information either. I mean, if you know that a night vision camera is better than a regular camera, you need to back that up with proof. You need to be able to show your video. And people need to look at this and they need to understand so that we're all on the same page as we move forward. Otherwise, we're not going to go anywhere.
That goes back to last week's question of, should paranormal teams share information?
Yeah, they should.
If you're going to speak up, you got to speak up too if you're going to talk, by the way, because you're 5 feet away from the microphone. But share information, it's going to come out one way or the other. If we willingly give it to them, or there's no secrets in paranormal. Everybody tattles on everybody else. The important thing is that you've got to try something different and be open enough to believe that if drinking a Coke before an investigation is going to help your results, it's going to help your results over drinking that Pepsi. You've got to try different things while maintaining most of the same thing that you've done before.
Right. You got to change one little variable, and you've got to document. You got to document it.
Okay, with that, I think we're going to hit our second break at this point.
You're back.
I wanted to yell blast off.
Product question of everything.
Alright. Anyways. Welcome back. Shut up. Welcome back to the wormhole. Unnatural things sometimes impact paranormal findings. What other things do you think this could do? What other things do you think this could do? Yeah, I think I just repeated this. Anyways.
Well, we have limestone and carbon monoxide.
Uh-huh.
They're two separate things. So it's carbon monoxide can make people sick.
Yeah, it
I
can
don't know if
poison you
I'm-
and hallucinations.
I'm not even sure how natural it is, but I guess it is natural, and the sense of this question will work. So it'll mess with your brain quite a bit. So I guess that would impact the paranormal findings.
Well, and quartz has been reported as holding energy, so it in places where there's residual haunts, there tends to be higher quartz.
And the limestone again holds. How about I haven't even thought about this, so I'm going to curveball you. How about copper?
I have no idea.
We've never been to a copper mine to figure that out. But it conducts
Where's the
energy.
closest copper mine?
I'm glad that timer is right on schedule.
I know, right?
As we explode.
It's interesting to think about what other variables that we can't even begin to see,
Right.
like underground limestone.
What
I mean,
about
Water.
Yeah,
water and
Water, because movement of water tends to...
will mess with your dowsing
What
rods.
about
Right.
that I've seen it on it, like it's like on
You
without a
do?
paddle, and it's like that certain type of rock. It's like magnet or something. I don't know.
A magnet?
Yeah, like wouldn't a magnet like affect like a K2 meter?
It could.
And that would affect
I don't know.
paranormal
I guess we'll
findings.
have to try and find out.
Wouldn't that affect paranormal findings? Because it would be affecting the K2 meter.
How about the person using the meter they're carrying? Because like the magnetic boy down there, wherever he was. You didn't see a magnetic boy?
You didn't see that video?
Which video?
Was it a video?
Yeah.
You sent it to us.
Yeah. I couldn't remember if it was a video or an article. Yeah.
It's news.
There was this little boy who could walk around and like things would just stick to him.
See,
Spoons and
I thought there was a chance of him being really magnetic until they started sticking saucers and plates to him.
yeah,
And then I realized he's just covered in maple syrup.
he's had it.
I think so.
I don't know as if maple syrup is that sticky, but
There's
not.
actually a story out now of scientists debunking it.
really,
Yeah.
Well, but
Good.
you start sticking.
right?
Enough well, not just pouring it on there. You leave maple syrup on your hand long enough, or pine pitch.
Pine pitch is better than maple syrup.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some that.
Super glue.
Yeah. Okay, Karen.
Eric.
Now that we're off
Anyways.
course.
Do you think science will one day call paranormal research a natural study?
No.
No. Well, we asked this question, I think, last week in a different format. We are probably, as they would say in Chinese, on the first step of this journey, trying to establish it as a science. Is it
Well-
going to happen in our lifetime? Probably not.
And not only that, paranormal is outside of the normal. So once it becomes a science, it's no longer paranormal.
Who's outside of the normal? Does that mean I'm paranormal if I'm outside of the
No,
normal?
you're AB normal.
Oh. Why?
Because you just are.
Because Carrie is so bright that she doesn't realize that AB normal.
Smells abnormal. I'm not stupid.
So,
I might be related to my sister, but I'm not stupid. Oh, we're sorry.
Billy's doing a walk-off.
Sorry. Anyways,
So Miss Science Lady, what's
I am not a science person. I fail a subject.
So what should we be looking for in science? Where should our next steps be? Science related wise, to finally capture the missing link to the other side.
I don't think you can capture a missing link to the other side. I think it's supposed to be a mystery, and it's supposed to be kept that way. So we will still. I don't know.
You don't know? You were doing so good there, too.
I know.
You had me believe him.
My phone just like blacked out.
It's okay,
I was
Karen.
gonna go.
What do you think? Let's give it your last thoughts here.
I don't know. I mean, you have the people out there who don't even want to believe that spirits even exist because they were raised to believe that way. I mean, the Bible tells you shouldn't.
Whoa, don't get into that yet. We got next week's show.
And you're raised that, you know, oh, that's your imagination. So I don't know as if we'll ever find out.
Well, we can find out. We're going to actually take a much larger look into, is paranormal becoming a religion by itself, and the paranormal's place in religion next week. We're doing all religion. We're doing back and forth.
Why?
Why? Because we can. Because paranormal is becoming a religion here. People believe enough into it and spend enough money on it.
But does it really make it a religion?
It's not really
Oh,
a
here we
religion,
go.
it's a
We're going to
belief.
debate this now. Forget next week.
So we're all fired up and we're ready for next week. Until then, Wormhole out.